Hi everybody, Jason here, and this video is going to be very different from my usual video. In fact, I will be discussing an entirely different topic than I normally talk about. For my loyal viewers and subscribers, this will not be about wax, so if you may want to skip this video. Who I am talking to is anybody that is struggling or has struggled with smoking. Now, I've never discussed this in any of my videos. My videos have a very focused topic and I keep to it. And I ramble a lot, but generally I'm talking about wax and candles. This video is going to be about e-cigs, e-cigarettes, vapes, personal vaporizers. There's several things they are called, but basically the electronic cigarette is going to be what we're talking about today. And some of my normal viewers may be smokers and wanting to quit, and others may have just stumbled upon this video looking for vaping videos, which there are a lot of on YouTube, and I don't intend to change the topic of my channel or anything. Basically, this is just my story and my experience with the electronic cigarette. So I smoked pretty much from the age of 17, and then I quit at age 32. I believe I was 32. So that was a long time. And I had tried to quit a couple of times during that period in between 17 and 32, and was never successful. I tried the gum. I think I tried the gum maybe 2 times, and I lasted maybe a couple of months one time, another time not even that long. So yeah, it just didn't work for me. I always liked smoking. I didn't like smelling like cigarettes. I knew they were terrible for me, but I liked it. I enjoyed smoking. So the gum never really worked for me, and so in 2011, I'm trying to make sure I got that right. 2011, right at the beginning of the new year, or actually it was Christmas of 2010, I asked for an e-cigarette kit. And it was, I didn't know anything about them at that time. And at that time, they were little things that looked like cigarettes. And they still make these types. They call them Cig because they look like a cigarette. And the little tip would light up when you would inhale. And at that time, there weren't shops like there are now. There's vapor stores everywhere. At least in my city, in Oklahoma City, they're a dime a dozen. They're on every corner. So but back then it was something that you kind of had to order online, and so I never heard of the company I ordered from, or I think my partner got me the kit to start for Christmas, and because I was determined to quit smoking, and I did. They did not work very well, I will say that. They just didn't work. Some of the time they didn't work at all, and other times it would work here and there. But basically they had 2 flavors. I think there was menthol cartridges that you put in it and tobacco flavored cartridges. Neither of which were very satisfying or tasty. It certainly didn't taste like a real cigarette. But I was determined to quit, and I did. And I used these, I'd say for 2 months, and you would charge the little battery and then put your little pre-filled cartridges in there. And I found that the e-cig would last a couple of hours, and then I'd have to recharge it, and then the little cartridges were expensive. So finally, I stopped using it, and I didn't pick up another cigarette for a year and a half. I did very, very well, but I found that that craving never went away for me. I always wanted a cigarette, but I don't have the most willpower, just in general in my life. I'm not if I like something, I tend to really like it, and so, but I don't know. For that year and a half, I did pretty well. I didn't smoke at all, and then, but I had those cravings, and I wanted one, and then sometimes people at work would smoke, and I'd be around it, and anyways, long story short, next thing you know, I was bumming a cigarette here, smoking one there, and before you knew it, I had bought a pack of cigarettes because I was tired of bumming from people. You know, nobody likes a bum. So I bought a pack because I was like, well, at least I'll have a pack. I won't have to bum from them. And then I limited myself how much I could smoke. I was like, well, I'll only smoke 3 at work, and I won't smoke at home. And then 3 turned into 5, and then I was smoking at home, not inside, but out on my balcony. And before I knew it, I was back up to half a pack a day. And this was this past year. So I struggled with it for a whole year until October, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to quit. I need to quit. It's terrible. And in that time, from 2010, late 2010, to the fall of 2013, e-cigs evolved, and they really came a long way. And they didn't look like these little cigarette things anymore. They had evolved. They were bigger and better, and lots of stuff was going on with it. The flavors were different, and so I was a little overwhelmed. I didn't know what to do really, or where to start. So I just went into one of the local e-cig shops here in town and told them I wanted to get started with one. So what they did was they said that my best bet would be to start with this kit. Now this is called an Ego starter kit, and what was inside, now I've got a bunch of stuff inside, but what came with it basically was 2 batteries like this. Here's the other one, and 2 tanks. And this is the tank, and I think it came with a juice, or they call it e-liquid or e-juice or whatever. Whoops. So here's the juice, right? So you put the juice in your tank here. It unscrews like this. This is just me winging it like usual, but you pour it in there, right? And then just to show you, then it screws on like this, right? Okay. With the Ego batteries, it's 5 clicks on, 5 clicks off. Okay. Now this one isn't really filled, but this is what I got. And I got 2 of them. That way when one battery's down, I had the other battery charged up and ready to go, right? So, and I picked out some e-liquids, and what I was surprised about was how many amazing flavors there are. Now, I love wax and scents and like home fragrance, and filling my house with different fragrances. Well, what I discovered was that there are just as many flavors with this stuff as there are like home fragrance scents. So I just had a field day, like trying out the different flavors. And in these shops, you can like taste them, all the flavors, to see what you like. It's no longer just like a tobacco flavor or a menthol flavor. And actually, at first I thought, well, I probably want something that tastes like a cigarette to help me quit. But I found quickly that I did not. I really wanted, like this one is caramel apple. Now that's amazing to me that I can inhale this flavor of caramel apple, and it's wonderful. So I got set up with several of the e-liquids and got started. And what I found was I didn't want a cigarette. I just didn't want a cigarette. I instantly enjoyed this new thing. And I didn't throw away my pack of cigarettes right away. I kind of kept it in a drawer, just in case, just kind of a little security blanket kind of thing. But I was using this e-cig and loving it. And so I found that I needed very little willpower not to smoke, and that had never happened for me. And the first time, like I said, the e-cig, the little cig-alike things didn't work well. So it was a constant struggle of willpower and just trying to use this thing to keep me from smoking. But this was like, okay, this is better. So and you can choose your nicotine levels. It goes all the way from 0 nicotine in the e-liquid up to like 24. So I'm right in the middle. I'm at a 12. And what they told me was it's similar to like a light cigarette in nicotine. So, but basically it doesn't have any of the harmful carcinogens and toxins that are in your regular cigarette. A regular cigarette has like 4,000 chemicals and carcinogens and toxins and tar and just disgusting, horrible stuff. This has 4 ingredients in the e-liquid. And I mean, I can get into what they are. Nicotine is one of them. A food grade flavoring is the second one. Propylene glycol. It's like the stuff they put in the fog machines at concerts and stuff. And then vegetable glycerin. So 4 things as opposed to 4,000 chemicals. So yeah, so I eventually I upgraded a little bit. I kind of did some research online and watched YouTube videos about vaping and e-cigs, and while these did great for a starter kit, and I would recommend them to anybody. I paid $60 for the starter kit, got the 2 batteries, the 2 tanks, and I mean it kept me going. And then eventually. This was October, the beginning of October, and so just for Christmas I got my first Ego Twist battery. And what the Ego Twist is, it's a larger battery, and it's got, you can't see it, but it's got a twisty thing here, and it's variable voltage, so you can turn up or down how much voltage the battery uses, and furthermore, it varies how much vapor you're getting, how much flavor you're getting, and you can kind of tinker with it to get that perfect flavor / vapor output for you, or for whatever juice you're using. So, and then I liked that so much that I went ahead and picked up another one. So this is what I have right now. And this is the setup I'm using. I upgraded the tank to a glass tank, but really there's so many. I mean, you can go as big with it as you want or keep it very simple, but basically the point of the video that I'm trying to make is that there is hope. Like, I never thought I could, I knew I could quit smoking, I mean, with enough willpower, but I didn't know that I could find an alternative to smoking that I like better. Like, I just didn't know that existed. So, and this is working for me. So I don't want to. I did finally crush that pack of cigarettes. I never want to smoke another cigarette ever. In fact, I've noticed like the smell, my smell, sense of smell is coming back, and when I smell a cigarette, I'm like, I can smell my candle stronger. I breathe better. I'm not always hacking. My chest doesn't get that tight feeling in it in the morning, like wake up with that tightness in your chest. It's amazing. So I'm really, really happy with it. So I couldn't recommend it anymore to anybody out there who watches my videos or who has just stumbled on this video and you want to quit smoking but you just don't know where to start. Maybe you're thinking about using one of those patches or gum, or just going cold turkey, but you don't know if you have the willpower. Try this. This is really working for me, and I know that it's working for a lot of people. So I can't recommend it enough, honestly. Hopefully there's shops in your area that can get you set up. And really, once the initial cost of it, you're going to shell out 60 or 70 bucks to get set up. But then, really it's a lot cheaper than smoking, because this first setup that I got lasted me for months and could have, it still works. It's fine. It's just I decided to upgrade. This by no means is as big as they get. Like, you can really upgrade. You can go big with it. They have these huge contraptions that personally I don't want. This is perfect for me because I can use it. I can put it in my pocket. It's easy to. It's got the mobility that I want for it, and it's not huge, so it's a little less bulky, and this works for me. But you can go big with it, or you can just keep it real simple. But the point is that you can quit, and you can find something that you like even better than smoking. And for me, it's not really the nicotine addiction. Nicotine's not great for you. Caffeine's not great for you either. So you know what I mean. But for me, it was the health problems that come with all the carcinogens and stuff in cigarettes. And I can always dial back the nicotine level in these things if I want to. So, but right now I'm comfortable at a 12 milligram. So yeah, I encourage you to check into this if you're thinking about quitting. It's really a good thing. It's changed my life for the better. So I'm going to take a little vape. So, and the flavor I have right now, banana nut bread, and it tastes just like banana nut bread. So, just like in candles, I like the foodie flavors. So I've got stuff like caramel apple, banana nut bread, Bavarian cream. You get the idea. So it's great. So I highly recommend it, guys. If you're looking for a way out of smoking, check into e-cigs. Do some research online. There are lots of forums, and check out YouTube videos. There's a lot of informative information. I'm actually still would be considered a newbie. I don't know a whole lot about the technical aspect of it all, but there's a wealth of information out there, and there's a lot of misinformation about vaping too. So do your research, folks, and I would just highly recommend this as a way to quit smoking and as a kind of a hobby too. So vape on, guys, and I will talk to you all soon. Thank you.